Jobs are where compassion and empathy go to die. You are just a number, and the second you are a threat or nuisance in any way that can't be ignored or causes a problem, you are gone. Likewise, the second you find something better or with more money, you're gone. If you look at jobs as a means to an end, then you can live your life outside of it, where you can cultivate and thrive in empathy and compassion with like-minded people. This exactly. The gag is that the line between work and life are becoming increasingly blurred as work continues to spill over. At the end of the day, work is a paycheck, and it is dangerous to tie your worth to it. The sooner people learn this, the better. I'm finally learning this at 38, and it is a little demoralizing to feel like I'm learning how to function correctly in the workplace and viewing work correctly finally. The problem is that work takes up 38 hours a week of my life, excluding transport and getting ready. I'd rather do something that 1 I enjoy, 2 means something to me, 3 does good for others. I'd rather it not just be a way to pay the bills. It is a sad way to view a third of your life. The other third is already spent sleeping. So a place where you're expected to spend more time than you do with your family, you're supposed to be a ruthless asshole, and for the few hours you're with family, you're the nice guy. Gimme a break, man. We are influenced by our workplace and people there more than managers and top MGT care to admit. It affects us, and the more time we spend there, the more it has an effect on our state of mind, regardless of it is work or home. Yes. I mean, it all depends on how one views. Wow, there is still even half of water in a glass, and there is only half of water left in a glass. Whether someone chooses one or another is completely, I believe, one's freedom. Problem is that employers often control benefits such as health insurance, which can make it hard to leave a job, even in a crappy situation. Getting health insurance out of the hands of employers, thus stripping them of a ton of undue power, is one of the most important issues facing workers. Working in customer service my whole life, there's nothing I hate more than being told we're all like family here, makes me fucking gag. Translation: we'll guilt you if you don't happily accept our terrible hours and hefty workload, but we have a Christmas potluck every year for everyone who isn't scheduled to work that day. Not all workplaces are intolerable, but it sounds like you are coming off a really bad experience. I hope you have better luck in the future. I had a bad experience with a contract job I had after I graduated from university. My contract ended and then I found another job. This workplace, my God, they really care for their people. I was shocked. Honestly. I was recently at a job that was toxic and can relate to the lack of empathy and compassion in that environment. You see, over time, as people in those environments become less empathetic and disregard the toll that has on others' mental health. Been at a new job for a few weeks that is a 180 from that, and I'm far happier with the work-life balance. I hope OP finds a better job, as not all work environments are like that, but certainly a lot are, sadly. I feel like most are, but not all. No, they're all intolerable because you have to be there and you can't leave. Welcome to at-will employment. You're no longer allowed to question things or stand up for yourself when taken advantage of. The second you do, you're labeled as a troublemaker, or they go after your work ethic and deem you unfit for the role, which causes loss of unemployment benefits. I wish I could be self-employed, just not sure I have any skills to do it. Loss of unemployment does not happen if an individual is deemed unfit for a job. Anyone can get unemployment if they are terminated, except for the ones who arrive to work drunk, to those who willfully break policies on purpose to cause themselves to get fired. Other than that, most unemployment claims are payable. Becoming self-employed is a glib statement people suggest to others when they don't have facts or ideas to support it. One needs a competitive advantage. One needs to have money, an attorney, an accountant, and a business plan. Most businesses fail within the first 2 years in the U.S. During COVID, many small businesses closed. Yes. Also, remember, HR is not working for you. The only conversations you should initiate with HR are those related to benefits questions. Volunteer nothing and deny everything if HR approaches you. At this point in my life, I'm just willing to be a number as long as they pay me decent. Yup. I don't get why I should be any more to a company than a number. I made a simple business deal with them where I work and get paid. If I don't like that deal, I can go to another company, or my current one can fire me. Yep, this is exactly right. I'm 29, I spent 10 years working in a family business age 16 to 27. It was horrible working there. I finally moved on to a better company. They are a large corporation, so there is a lot of BS to deal with, but overall such a better work environment than what I dealt with before. However, I treat this job as exactly that, and if I feel I'm being treated unfairly or overworked, I report to my direct manager. Now my manager is pretty fantastic compared to the company as a whole, so she does the best she can. I am just working here to pay my bills for now while me and my wife work on our future to both be self-employed. That's where true happiness and fulfillment will come from. I always tell my wife, if I get to the point of having a business with employees, I'm going to treat them as if they are part owner of the company, treat them well and listen to their feedback. All the more reason to treat your job as nothing more than an apparatus to pay your bills and pursue your outside passions. Do a good job in whatever you do, but don't make your job your life. You are more than that. I can't even see work like that, sadly. I just want to be done. Yes, work does pay my bills and lets me live outside of work, but I just want to be done with it for good. Right now it feels like work is a chain around my neck rather than just letting me live my life outside of work. I feel like every year of work is a lost year of life. This is exactly my experience. No one is even nice to each other, nor is anyone understanding. Correct. I'm glad you've finally woken up, now you can play the game. Don't get mopey, don't get pouty, don't even get angry. Maybe be a little upset with whomever put that fantasy in your head, but reality is reality. Don't get mad, adapt. Were you a prior first sergeant or drill sergeant? This 100%. To add to it, you don't have to participate in that type of negative cutthroat culture. You can coexist with it while being as compassionate as possible, and quit or start your own business if you can't. Stop playing their dumb-ass game. If you can, save money and retire. Then tell them to EFF off. Adapt by losing your compassion and empathy. Look, my guy, if you become a nuisance that can't be ignored or that causes problems just about anywhere in life, you're gonna be gone. The bar? In class? The movie theater? Your kid's ballet recital? As a guy in the middle of a big corp, my first manager and the guy above him were flipping angels. They knew we were paid below national average, so they fought tooth and nail and at least got our whole department substantial training budgets. We couldn't get a raise immediately, but we could reach our goals easily and with little financial risk, and then get raises for having certifications or degrees that the corp mostly paid for. Current management, however, will say anything to your face to get you to do what they want, then turn around and publicly tell the rest of your chain of command the complete opposite. You are an object that becomes useless once you stop producing. There is no dignity, autonomy, nor meritocracy present in modern work. People who think of their colleagues as family are indicators of a toxic environment. I, too, worked as a TVC for a FANG company. They don't care about you. They just want the work done. Have you considered doing your own business? Currently, I am working on improving my application. Your business should be on something that you are interested in. Whatever you enjoy most can be a start. Since the pandemic, online and home-based business are on the rise, and if you use social media, those platforms can help grow your business exponentially. No, be miserable. Reddit demands it. As an American environmental engineer, I've had a dozen jobs and scores of consulting assignments for over 50 years and love them all. Yet I love my job, I make good money, love the work I do, have great bosses, my company is great, and everyone is treated with equity. Jobs for people who aren't good at anything? Okay, I guess I'm good at art and janitorial work, but that's pretty much it. I know I must be good at something, but I don't know what, and I'm pretty sure I'd get fired from any job within a few days. I'm terrible with people. Sometimes I try to speak and nothing comes out, and I'm currently suffering from back pain, so I no longer can stand for long periods. Hopefully a doctor can help, but for now I have to work around it. Are there any jobs for low confident, unskilled, people who can't talk to people? Everyone starts off not good at something before they become good at something. Don't put yourself down like that. You'd be able to stick out a job. Why do you think you'd get fired in a few days? That is unlikely unless you cannot show up to work. Office assistants usually can learn, but sitting at a computer is not often a better fit than standing. There's a reason they call sitting the silent killer. My husband has a bad back and sits at a desk, and he has issues. You can also see if you can work front desk at a hotel where they would allow you to sit in your spare time. When it wasn't busy, I was sitting for a while. But we did get busy, then I had to stand, and sometimes it was the whole time. It is not hard to learn how to talk to people, most people are nice. Don't put yourself down like that and think those toxic things about yourself. Every job right now wants more experience than I have. I'm at a loss for what to do. I'm graduating this week and I've been applying to jobs like crazy for the past month. I did 3 internships in college, each for a semester, and was told that this would be more than enough experience to get me a position somewhere. That was before a global pandemic. Now almost every position available wants 3+ years experience. I'm genuinely at a loss for what to do. Unpaid internships in my field are hard to find, in my experience public relations. Now that I'm graduating I can't take something unpaid, I have loans to pay off. I guess I'm just looking for ideas and suggestions of how the hell I'm supposed to get experience when experience is a requirement for everything. Apply anyway if you meet the rest of the qualifications. A lot of job postings are the absolute perfect candidate and are inflated by HR. How long were you internships? Sounds like you have at least 1.5 years or 2 years of experience anyway. Internships count as experience. They were each about 6 months, so I have about 1.5 years plus experience working with clients for in-class projects and an extensive portfolio. The reason I asked this was because I applied for a position I was most definitely qualified for other than my experience, and they rejected me because they wanted someone with 2+ years and I had 1.5 years. I was actually referred to the position by a professor of mine because she thought I would be a good fit. Sounds like you have 1.5 years of experience. That is plenty of experience. You can and should still be applying to jobs requiring 3 years. Also make sure to look for entry-level jobs. With this job market you need to apply to as many jobs as possible. That's been the most frustrating part. I always look for entry level and jobs that straight up say entry level are still asking for 3+ years. Hey man, totally get how you feel. This is an interesting article that might cheer you up. It shows that the current unemployment rate factoring in underemployment higher educated people who don't have jobs in their fields, is still historically high. Not to mention, there are a bunch of other issues about the inflation of the unemployment rate statistic. All in all, I know this doesn't solve your problem, and I know it really sucks, but there are a lot of us here with you. Yes, definitely, it's such a tough spot to be in. I know I'm just at the start of my career and I have plenty of time to figure my shit out, but it still really sucks. I hate that my graduation feels more like a deadline and less like a celebration because of my lack of employment and pressure to get a job. Thanks for the article, I'll have to give it a read. Some advice: if you're in need of money, DoorDash/food delivery makes about $20 an hour. If you don't have a car, Instawork or grocery delivery is also a good side hustle. Right now, looking for jobs is not going to be easy. The average job search for a recent grad pre-COVID was 6 months. I'd expect that to not only be longer, but more competitive and more difficult. Don't waste this time, get some certifications, utilize your university resources, watch YouTube educational videos on technical skills, industry knowledge, etc. Things are not going to come to you pre-COVID. If you had internships, and a BA/BS, you could more easily find a job. Now, experienced applicants are fighting for roles that they would have never originally applied for. Use this time to strengthen your mental. If it makes you feel better. I have experience but not the required college education level. So if I want any new job I will need to go back to college. Try to make your LinkedIn profile top-notch, maybe you will get lucky and have a recruiter find you to connect you with a company. Do it anyway, show a desire to learn and that you have mastered the basics of what they want in regards to experience. I was drafted in to replace a senior software engineer 10 years ago based on my ability to just understand the basics and pick things up easily, learning by myself. Always still apply. My employer always posts for masters, but is happy to hire a bachelor. The reason being that the ideal candidate has a master's. But employers are aware that they may not get their ideal candidate and it is really about a good fit. As you may know, the pandemic killed what is a public in our society. We are literally not allowed to gather in public. Some places will factor time spent in college toward experience. Either way, apply anyway. Worst that can happen is you're rejected, but there is always a chance they'll like you and you'll check enough boxes for experience to not be an issue. Have you tried looking at public sector jobs? A lot of people overlook local/state/federal government jobs when they are looking for employment, but it really is a great place to get experience, especially if you are a recent grad. Not to mention the benefits are great. My agency has been good to me and I plan on staying and making a career for myself. Many agencies also have a recent grad program to help streamline applicants. I'd definitely at least take a look. Thanks, I hadn't thought of that. I'll definitely look into it. It's an illusion to think that being qualified wins jobs. Especially where there is job competition. If you can't get more experience, and even if you could, keep searching and applying. And see what other factors might give you an edge over your experience deficit, like online training certificate programs, related job skills, publishing an article, running a voluntary activity, etc. These are hard tones. Don't get discouraged. Keep at it. Apply anyway. Job ads are wish lists, not demands. You should also look in things outside of your field. Other people can better answer what fields are related, but it is common to see job ads that say things like degree in XYZ or related field. This is what I keep running into with internships. Nothing is ever good enough. I try and stay off LinkedIn because I don't want to read about my peers' success as I fail. What else is new though? Yes, definitely, LinkedIn makes me feel like total shit. Widen your search and apply to more jobs in your field, even those you may not think that you are totally qualified for. The Science of the Job Search, Part 7, you only need 50% of job requirements. You're as likely to get a job interview meeting 50% of job requirements as meeting 90% of them. Rule 101 of business, it is not what you know, it is who you know. Call up your old bosses/colleagues and see if they can help you. I would apply anyway because the job listings are an employer wish list. You will find an opportunity you'll mesh with eventually. Until then you might stop by for advice on what to do with those. U.S. government loans have payments and interest on pause until at least January 31st, and any private lender is likely to want to work with you on this because they want their money back. You probably feel down, like I do many times. But I'm getting used to it and keep applying. There is no real harm in applying. It doesn't take much time either, as long as you don't get into thinking about obstacles much. They may reject you, that's the worst case, but they may offer you another role. You can create a good resume or cover letter by searching online or having someone do thought for you. But the most important thing is to keep applying. This constant applying improves the odds for you to land a job. They've a blog that I write my anxieties and the number of jobs I applied for there. You can join the club. Today I wrote something that was interesting to myself. You may participate in that group of people that hiring manager meets by email, call, etc. Don't choose to be invisible there. You have the potential to be there. I'm graduating this semester and I have a job lined up thanks to my advisor. Reach out to an academic advisor or the head of your department to see if they know of anyone hiring. Your school has resources. Funnily enough, the job that rejected me today was referred to me by an advisor. I'm definitely going to be getting into contact with them again though. People who left high-paying jobs for lower-paying jobs with a better WLB or for entrepreneurship, I want to hear your stories. Title: I was working as a jeweler for about 5 years for a large company. I was doing well, my work was good, I actually enjoyed repairing jewelry. The pay was pretty good, but the culture of the company and the overall stress to perform complicated repairs at a ridiculously fast pace was killing me. I knew I couldn't do this forever. Most people there were miserable, but because they had kids to feed were very reluctant to start over a new career. I took a step back and looked at myself and tried to decide what would make me happy. I'm a guy who likes staying fit but also likes a good time at the bar. I'm a restless person, but also committed to doing things right now matter how long it takes. I was spending a lot of time volunteering during this period and knew I enjoyed the gratification of being helpful. I'm a bit more right-brained and pretty bad at math, but I was willing to see what the local community college had to offer. All said and done, I ended up in the fire service, which in turn led me into becoming a paramedic. I live in a rapidly growing city and the opportunities to do well in this career look promising, the pay not so much. I work 2 days and get 4 days off each week. I can do things I enjoy. I work out at work, get to help people on the worst days of their lives, and still have time to screw up a drug calculation or two. Advice for being hired by FBI? Hey guys, I'm trying to eventually work for the FBI as a special agent. Here are my credentials so far: 22 yo male, currently in Army working intel, so I have a top secret clearance, bachelor's in criminal justice, working on obtain my master's in public admin. When I finish that up 1.5 years I will get another bachelor's in accounting. As well as multiple certifications in my current intel job. What else can I do to be a standout candidate for the FBI? Connections within your industry. For one, they will also do a thorough background check, including talking to friends, family, exes, former co-workers, teachers, professors, etc. Make sure your closet is clean, so to speak, for when this happens. As for additional certifications, I'm not sure that's necessary. You'll probably know more about that than the general public. Keep reaching up and moving forward. Good luck. My dream job was to be a profiler for the FBI. Instead, I'm a behaviorist focused in recruiting. Your resume is strong, apply and go from there. If you meet the standard qualifications, you'll most likely make it to background, at which point you can discuss with a buy what will increase your chances of getting hired. Should I lie about home address? Jobs want local candidates only and I'm happy to relocate. High-end number X200B, I've been rejected for a few roles because my home address is in a different state/city to that of the role. I am 100% happy to relocate and in fact keen to do so, however it seems many recruiters are reluctant to accept this assertion, or they just ignore it and reject me without that conversation. Should I use a friend's address? Is that incredibly dishonest and how would they even know? End number X200B, thanks. They will ask you to come into the office or an in-person interview maybe, lol. I think background checks also look into your address too, but I am not 100% sure. OP. It is the same address they'll use for your W-2, so yet, don't lie. I imagine they're probably an at-will work state, so if they see you do the 180 they really don't need a reason to let you go, usually within 90 days. Even if you do want to do the flip, they may use a company to verify your residence when they do background checks. Never hurts to try, but most companies keep records of applicants these days.
Like and subscribe for more Reddit content. Watch the next video at the top of your screen.